And we're back. So we first left off a bit at the prologue, and I was telling Rain that you need some approval to get it on with Cassandra here. And during this first part, you can actually get a lot of approval from her if you say the right things. And I think you can get like around, I want to say 50 or so approval from her, and you need around like 75 for cutscenes later in the game. But she's fairly simple to understand.
The pulses are coming faster now. The larger the breach grows, the more rifts appear, the more demons we face.
How did I survive the blast?
They said you stepped out of a rift, then fell unconscious. They say
I'm gonna stop right here because you probably want to be able to. Oh shit! I was kind of hoping you'd be able to hear that last part. I didn't think the bridge was gonna collapse. Alright, so this is the first combat. I like this combat style, it's fun, but I prefer Dragon's Dogma because it's so much more interactive. Okay, so you can see I got skills here on the lower right corner. If I hit the left trigger, it will switch between skills, so basically I can have 8 at a time, so right to attack, and then blah 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 blah. It's gonna be a bit before I can get any of the good spells, probably by the end of the prologue. I'll show you how you can level up pretty fast doing that, and then that item I told you about that will enable you to switch when you have a rogue or a warrior. Hang on, I'll shut up.
It's over.
drop your weapon. Now!
Okay, here's another point. You have to make the right choice. It's, I need this weapon, she will disapprove. You need to trust me, she will disapprove. I don't need a staff. Now this is only a mage-only thing. It really depends, like, class, race, and gender really matter in this game, because certain things will pop up about this, but she likes the...
Alright. Have it your way.
Wait. You don't need a star, but you should have one. I cannot protect you. I should remember you.
Probably did I did to pause and save a lot, yes?
Yeah.
You're playing this.
Yeah, the second video right now. Alright, so, as you can see, gameplay is actually kind of really nice.
Make a note what we will face.
You know, good graphics.
Where are all your soldiers?
At the forward camp, we'll fight.
Someone said on the forums, because I was looking up about the cutscenes because they really bothered me, I got over it. It really isn't that bad, the cutscenes. There'll be like a 2-second wait, because the faces will need to detail in, but that's only sometimes. One of my later advisors, he gets that really rough. Alright.
Watch out!
Alright.
If we flank them, we may gain the advantage.
Another thing is you cannot do everything in one single playthrough. It's impossible. You'll have to make different choices, you'll lose maps, you'll lose prizes and items. Alright, so you can lock on targets by clicking the right trigger and switch just by looking in a different way, or you can just aim your general thing right here. Alright, as I was saying about the item, for switching classes, like if you got a rogue and you started with archery, but you wanted to use dual knives, but you wanted all the skill points in archery to go to dual knives, you use that item and it gives you back all your skill points. Alright, so gathering resources, blah blah blah. Just making potions and gear, which is actually, the crafting in this game is really, really good. You can use pretty much any ore, or any leather, or any cloth for items, and they each have their own different abilities, different powers. They give better stats, you know, they make it colored different. It's really well done. So, I really don't like doing the prologue because it's just so irritating and it takes way too long. Die. Okay. There's also items that I need to keep an eye out because later on when I advance my class, I have to have certain items in order to do it, and you know, by the time you're up to that point in the game, you should have those items. The problem is that in your base, because I'm not going to tell you, you know, give away too much, you have this certain table which you turn in research, basically items you get from killing monsters or people, and it gives you extra bonus damage against them. And unfortunately the items I need in order to advance my class are those, and when I did walkthroughs before, I ended up turning those in for experience and bonus damage. It's really helpful, but oh crap, I'm not at all being careful. And I should remember that this is on hard, not normal. Even though it kind of doesn't feel like hard.
Expect to die regularly by surprise.
I know. Well, luckily there's... oh no. No, there is giant spiders in this game. Luckily they don't come till much later, though. But, no, I'm kind of surprised I'm not dying horribly right now, considering just how careless I'm being. Of course, now that I said that, I'm just going to completely screw myself over. But, oh, right. The companions in this game are so much better than in Skyrim because they chat with each other, with you, and you have the option to chat to them. And they have great personalities. And if you make the right choices or sometimes the wrong choices, how they act towards you will depend on how they feel towards you, and they'll say different dialogues, you know, and like if you're in a relationship with Cassandra, then apparently they'll make, certain party members will make comments about it, they'll talk about certain things from their past or whatever. They're much more talkative. I've basically done the prologue so many times that I pretty much know where all the goodies are, just by heart. I was really addicted to the game. And holy crap, Cassandra, why are you dying? Oh my god, I guess this really is on hard. That or I've been just douching around way too much. I'm barely paying attention as it is as I'm trying to explain stuff. Iron. One of the cool things is... well, actually I'll tell you about it. I don't want to spoil it just yet, because then you're gonna be like, oh, I gotta know this. But, we're gonna rush through here.
Just make sure you don't forget to record it.
Of course not.
We're getting close to the rift.
Yeah, don't worry.
Near the flanking.
I'm recording right now.
We must help them.
Alright, so here we're gonna get our first other two party members. Oh, that's what I was saying. It's always good to have a warrior, a mage, and a rogue in your party, because there's certain parts in the world that can only be accessed by a mage, or a warrior, or a, rogue. I'll tell you about it in a second. First we're gonna deal with these minions here. Whoa. This is definitely a little different than before.
Quickly, before more come through!
As you can see, the cutscene right there where he's force gripping my hand. You wanted me to.
The credit is yours.
Okay, so I can't help. I did that. You mean the mark.
You mean this? Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that had opened in the breach's wake. And it seems I was correct.
Meaning it could also close the breach itself.
Possibly. It seems you hold the key to our salvation. Good to know. Here I thought we'd be as deep as demons forever. Barrack Tempest, rogue, storyteller, occasionally a Roman tagline.
Nice crossbow.
That's a nice crossbow you have there. Isn't she? Bianca and I have been through a lot together. You named your crossbow Bianca. Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely not. Your help is appreciated, Barrack, but
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers aren't in control anymore. My name is Solus, Mr. RTP Productions. I am pleased to see you still live. He means I kept that mark from killing you while you slept.
You know about the mark. I'm kind of curious about
You
this.
know a great deal about it.
like you, Solus is an apostate.
Technically, all mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the faith, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give to reach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
Okay. That's condemnable, and when this is over, I'll do what I can. See, I've never actually did the, you know about the mark before. That's interesting. So I don't know which one he will like, because the top one was, when thanking him, he approved, so I'm going to go with this.
Commendable attitude. Merely a sensible.
Ah.
Although sense appears to be in short supply right now. Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood. We must get to the forward camp quickly.
Well, Bianca's excited.
Alright. Now this is where the fun really begins. We got a full party.
This way, down the bank. The road ahead.
We must move quickly.
Yes, move quickly, blah, 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 blah. Alright, I'm gonna switch weapons right here. Weapons, like melee weapons, even bows, don't have an elemental fixed to them. However, staffs do. They're either ice, fire, or lightning. Which can be a problem because then your basic attack is either ice, fire, or lightning, or there's certain skills. There's like one skill that does 12 shots and quite a bit of damage that does your base staff's element, and that can be really bothersome if you're facing like a fire element and you're using a fire staff. So it's a little tricky, but you can put
Glad you brought me now, Seeker.
runes inside melee weapons to make them enchanted with elements. So first we're gonna have to get tactical here, because
It's a good idea to have it marched. Yes.
oh yeah. Alright, so here's our tactical camera, and since this is on hard, I'm going to be using this a bit more than I usually do. Okay, advanced time. I can't figure out for the life of me how to turn off the freaking tutorials. Alright, and I've only got that much range. Okay, you know what, I'm going to have Barrack use a long shot, because that does more damage the further away he is. I'm going to have Solus, our mage here, place a barrier around us so we don't end up getting crushed. And that was just the telling me how to do an AoE attack or buff. And then I'm gonna go back to my character and I'm out of range of the Wraiths. The Wraiths are the really big problem. It's their long range attacks. I'm gonna use Chain Lightning because that's an AoE. should have enough range to hit this guy too. Alright, and then we'll switch the characters. Alright. The barrier is a very, very, very good spell. Once I advance class, the barrier is going to be one of the things in the game that make me pretty much unkillable. I've soloed dragons on normal as an advanced character, but like I said, this is hard and I've never done this on hard, so we'll see how this goes. Expect dying. I've died very, very little in this game because it's actually kind of hard if you, as long as you keep one party member alive, you don't have to reload a checkpoint. So if you run a, so like if like 3 of us die here, if Varric is still alive, I'll immediately switch to him and I'll just run away. And then they'll revive themselves once I'm, yeah, they'll revive themselves once I'm a good enough distance away. I'm gonna have to get used to the cutscenes. They're so irritating. Because I'm used to Skyrim where I just...
find out Nightmare mode, if any of them goes down, they stay.
Oh, man. I've seen people solo bosses and dragons on Nightmare mode. I'm actually certain that I could solo dragons on Nightmare mode once I have an advanced class. I think you might be able to change difficulty. I might try that. But, it's not advisable. Nightmare mode is like, I think they like state it in the description for like the people who like to suffer and be in agony constantly. It sucks that bad. But, yeah. Later on in the game, only later on in the game, can I craft runes, and I need recipes and whatnot. The crafting in this game is extensive and really, really well done. And it's not that hard to get what you need, though sometimes the game will be a complete douche and just not hand over, you know, certain things. Okay. Oh, elf fruit. Yeah, this is a much needed thingamajiggy-wiggy. Okay. So we're gonna do tactical camera again. We're gonna have Cassandra go up and just wail on him. And we're gonna advance time. What we're gonna do is... Wait, shit. Okay, so this skill, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a purple skill with a head. Yelling. It's a challenge, a taunt. If she yells this, it increases her guard, which is that silver thing over her health bar. Basically, it has to be destroyed before she takes actual damage. Really important thing you need to remember later on. So, but it's got a bad side effect as it taunts enemies to attack only her. So, we'll switch back to that. Once I level up, I'll show you a nice feature that helps keep everybody alive. Luckily, they do actually down potions once they get low enough. You can make them use a potion at a certain amount of loss of health, or you can make them use only a certain amount of potions, like 1 or 2 or 3. Are you serious? How are you not dead? Okay. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good one. Here, this is what I'm talking about right here. He should.
What day it is?
Final Fantasy
Clearly await the rest of your plan.
Gambits, which allows you to set up to add particular characters.
Yeah.
And it automatically do them as soon as they hit certain markers.
Yeah. There.
So yeah, you could get up to like 20 damage and have it all going at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, that does definitely sound similar. I don't usually play strategic games, but this seemed like a really good mix. Alright, Yeah, sorry, I'm looting like crazy. I'm gonna stop this video once I level up. Pretty sure it's gonna be pretty long. The prologue actually takes really long.
Are you doing all right?
Yeah. At that moment where he can either grunt or breathes sharply or something like that, and it's not always Varric who says something.
Are you innocent? I don't remember what happened. That'll get you every time. Should have spun a story.
That's what you would have done.
It's more believable and less prone to result in premature execution.
I love these guys. Sometimes they'll have really awesome conversations, like they'll be outrageous, or they'll be really funny, or they'll be kind of sad and depressing. It all depends on where they are, what they're doing, or what their relationship is with each other. Because there's two females who, like, polar opposite. One is a high-end noble mage, and the other is a low-born rogue thief, who's slightly... You'll meet her later. I don't have anything I can say about her. Okay, tactical camera. Solus, you give us a barrier, bro. And we're gonna go to you, Mr. Varric, and I want you to hit the Wraith with a long shot. And Cass, you do whatever the hell you want to do. I don't particularly care. And I'm gonna go back to me, and I'm gonna hit these two with Chain Lightning, and here we go. I cannot wait to get that move. Yeah, leveling is nothing like Skyrim. It is a gigantic pain in the ass. It's like pulling teeth from a dentist. Impossible. Wait, how the hell did you put up a barrier for you and Cassandra, Solus, but not me? I'm standing like literally right next to you. How the hell could you miss me? What a douche. Yeah. I know, but I was like standing right next to him. He must have been touching the very tip of it. The very tip of it. Alright, I'm about to level up here, so I'll stop once we reach the forward camp.
Another rift!
We must seal it!
Well, at least this time he gave us a... barrier. So far, hard is not exactly feeling hard.
Hurry! Use the mark!
Just wait for it.
Oh yeah, it will come. This is only the beginning. They can't immediately just kill me. Okay, there we go. Level up. Your character has leveled up. The increase in health and stats automatically and awards you 1 ability point. So...
It's at least about the prologue and immediately if I was attacked and just collapse.
Oh yeah, that would totally happen. Okay, so there are 4 types of skill trees in the game for the mage, not including his advanced class, which only adds 1 more type. Don't focus on one of them, because you're gonna come across enemies that are immune to winter, or immune to fire, or immune to lightning. So spirit is basically defensive stuff. Like, I know all this crap. I'm explaining this. Stop it. Okay, barrier. You create a shimmering protective barrier that acts as a temporary additional health. The barrier decays naturally over time. And then there's like upgrades. You've learned to cast a barrier with more stable magical pattern. Each time a barrier you've cast expires, the ability cooldown time is reduced. I'm not really going to be adding anything into this tree until later on, after I get the advanced class. I will definitely get the barrier once I reach level 3 or 4. Those will be like really close to each other. You can already see I already have one in Chain Lightning. This one upgrades it, arcs further damage, and then there's like a whole bunch of awesome passives, like you sheath yourself in lightning while casting spells. Enemies that attempt to interrupt your casting with attacks are struck by arcs that leave them paralyzed. or the storm comes to your aid even without calling it. When you're in combat, lightning will strike a random enemy nearby. This is all really, really good stuff. But the best one, I'd say, one of the best abilities that you can grab is Fate's Death. You let invisible waves of magic carry you forward, blurring ahead a short distance. This is something that must be taken. So, as you can see, I can map it, put it on the RB, and then we're going to go to Cassandra, and we're going to make her use challenge. We can see tactics. We can make it preferred, so she'll use that as often as she can. And since that gives her extra guard, really want to do that. And then Solus, we're going to make him use barrier far more often. And then there's attributes, his strength, dexterity, all that good stuff, everyone's. And then we have behaviors. So mana reserves, we can make them use only a certain amount of skills so that they keep a certain amount of mana and it doesn't drop below that. We can have their targeting behavior, controlled character. They'll follow the controlled character, they'll defend the controlled character. They can only use 2 healing potions, and they can only use the healing potions once it reaches 30% of their HP threshold. That's about it for the second one. Holy crap, I really hope... Yeah, 27 minutes. That's awesome.